is Eric DELOACH, your international selling book author and host and international professional songwriter. But today we have a special program talking about what's hot in the kitchen. Andrew Tate being banned. Now, that is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And let's hit a few points. Red pill manosphere. He is a red pill manosphere champion. Okay. Let's just make that very clear. A red pill manosphere champion. We had this is a tribute to Kevin Samuels with the light a little bit low and that vibe, that champion. But here we have a new emerging champion, Andrew Tate. Okay, I want to say this. He's been making his waves and making his way through the manosphere community, helping men with mental health and leveling up and becoming the best versions of themselves. Okay, and who really had the spotlight a little prior to him was Kevin Samuels, doing great work trying to get Black males and Black females, and he was more centered in just the Black manosphere. Andrew Tate, ironically, is half Black and half white. His father is Black, kind of a champion in terms of playing chess. And Andrew Tate, and his mother's white, that's from England, but he's a 4-time kickbox champion and multi-millionaire. But the point is, he kind of emerged, was able to do great work in terms of being not even in England or America. I don't know, it's a European Eastern country, but was born in America, grew up in England, and just has that appeal to go that went beyond Kevin Samuels in the sense of being able to rate in the Black, be able to make waves in the Black manosphere and also in the larger white, or we'll say the larger manosphere, and has become a worldwide phenomenon, the most requested or looked at person on the internet, and then all of a sudden he gets banned. Okay, but he's a champion trying to deal with mental health and the well-being of men. And I think that what we need to look at, let's stop being judgmental. In the Western society, we're way too judgmental and we're overly hypocritical in terms of calling ourselves a Christian country. Most of these Western countries, and it could include this country, America, are really about money and heirs. They have all long in the past, have thrown the Bible in the ocean. They're about money, wealth, and heirs. So let's not be too religious, if you will. I am a Christian, but let's not be overly Christian. And let's get to the standpoint of not always looking for role models, but let's look for messengers. If they can kind of meet, some of the criteria enough, then they serve as good messengers and passing the message that gives information that educates the world and the community at large. So I want to get away with the concepts of role models, and I want to get into the concept of creating world messengers. And that's what I would consider Andrew Tate. Okay, now let's talk about his background. Born in America, his father was, I think he mentioned, in the Air Force, became kind of a great contender, maybe even a champion at chess. That's a very world-class chess player. We will say that. Later on, Andrew Tate, if I'm correct, I think he went to college and finished, but he also became a 4-time world champ, kickbox champion. Then he went on to become a multi-millionaire, and he really got involved with the manosphere, and I guess on a larger manosphere, and then through Fresh and Fit. Check them out, Fresh and Fit, who's kind of like a group that's in the black manosphere, even though they got booted out, but yet and still they are in the black manosphere. And they should be accepted. I think they are accepted. What we have to understand about men and human beings, people make errors if you think that they're unethical or wrong or immoral, whatever. But there were kind of just manly errors, nothing overly significant, but they are great messengers. So let's get past this concept of role model and get into the concept of messenger. Fresh and Fit, they're great. And that's where Andrew Tate kind of emerged. I think he was in the shadow of Kevin Samuels, who in the black manosphere, who became phenomenal with over millions of a million point what 5 or 4 subscribers, and really dealing with black female issues and how they related with black males, and kind of bringing black males and females together. Even though a lot of people didn't like his delivery, he was telling the truth. Well, of course, we know that Kevin Samuels passed, and then all of a sudden, Andrew Tate out of nowhere emerged as the top key figure, both in the black manosphere, whether you like it or not, and also the larger manosphere, and became the most sought out person on the internet until he was banned. Come on. Okay. So that is Andrew Tate. Now, his message to men was to level up, and he dealt with mental health. I think maybe he realized, I would say, like in the Bible, it says, don't operate just on feelings. Go on and do what you have to do to be successful. So he was a big proponent, and is a big proponent of, if you have to go to the weight room and put in time to make your body fit and healthy, go ahead and do it, even if you don't feel good. And also, if you know that you have things that you have to do to be successful and to become rich and to be number one, or be in the top 10, or whatever the case, or top 20, or whatever the case may be, don't rely just on feelings. Even if you don't feel well, get up and do what you know that you have to do. Plan and get up and do what you have to do. In the end, you'll be successful, and your mental health would be great. This is something that Andrew Tate was basically preaching and getting out to the general public. So he should be commended for that. Okay. Now, he had a situation of how to best position yourself for dealing with women. This is white men, black men, Asian men, whoever. His thing was basically be the best version of yourself. If possible, become rich. Also, if possible, get various residencies or citizenships in various countries. And therefore, women will draw to you. Kevin Samuels was understandable, talking to the black community, trying to get men to level up, and others, content creators, were doing that as well, to level up and make 50,000, 100,000. 100,000, man, was the big thing, right? But Andrew Tate was saying you can go farther than that, his approach, and that you can become a millionaire if you have the talent and ability, and push for that. And then dealing with women, they come. It's just women nature. They always, they're hypergamous. Look that word up. And they're always looking for someone that at a higher social and economic level than themselves, and that's what they usually gravitate to. Now, let me say this: a criticism, not of him, but of men, and a criticism of women that has to be shared this time. Men, when you hit this level of success, I kind of got a little, Andrew Tate thing going on about here, but anyway, but that's neither here or there. But back to men, do not be simps. And when we're talking about simps, we're talking about cash apping women just for existing. This messes up for everybody else. And you need to have intentions and meet a woman, date a woman, and don't just give women money just for free. They're supposed to, quote unquote, be independent, quote unquote, can take care of themselves. But every woman, I think, needs a man, and every man needs a woman. I would say majority. Okay. Women, that's the criticism for men. Stop being simp. Stop cash apping women for free. Cut it out. Women, when men become rich, or this 100,000 high value man concept, you know, you can date these men, but don't subjugate yourself. Don't allow yourself to say, well, if he dates 10 women, he's a high value or rich multimillionaire, that I will accept him dating multi women, and I will accept being a side chick. And for the general public, if you don't know what a side chick is, kind of a street term, but that's say if a man is married or has a steady girlfriend, that a girl who is not the married woman to him or the steady girlfriend develops a relationship with this man, or pursues a relationship, or has a relationship with this high valued man, and accepts being subjugated to second rate and just low standard as a woman in respect for herself. So don't become a side chick. Accept that the man would take you as being potential mate to be married, or to be the main boyfriend, girlfriend, and pursuit of being fiancés and being married. Now, if you continue, and so many people are doing it, being side chicks, then you will be disrespected, and women will not be respected. And that is not on the men, that is on the women. Stop it, cut it out. Okay, just have to point that out for men's help and for women's help. Now, so his statement is for you to reach your highest potential, high middle class to elite status to rich multi-millionaire, potentially billionaire. This is where men need to strive for. Okay. Now, Tate has become lately a martyr because YouTube has banned him. I think Twitter, other social media great sites have, large sites, huge sites have banned him. I think that we're getting, in the Western society, we're getting too much on this role model concept that I'm coming back to, and not letting people be messenger. He's not advocating anybody killing anybody. He's not advocating anybody harming anybody. He's just stating facts and telling you, for example, if a man becomes a millionaire, he can have multiple women. But women, why is this happening? Because you are allowing yourself to be one of many chicks of a rich man, and not going out and pursuing a man, not for his financial wealth, but for his kindness, consideration. Does he have a job? This is what you should be looking for. Again, I criticize women in that regard. I'm going to criticize men that once you get to that level, that you should not be cash apping women and just giving them money for free. I would advocate that you be a one woman man. I'm a Christian. But human nature would take over in a lot of cases, and people will have guys will have multiple women. But that's women allowing that to happen. But what I can say for men, that they should be able to control, don't make large sums of money and just give women money on Cash App with nothing in return for that to be your girlfriend or to develop a relationship. That is being a simp. And I guess that could be a street term, but simp for the larger community out there, for England, for Canada. Let's talk about what a simp is. That's somebody who kind of let women control them, and they'll do whatever, and desperate to have a woman, and they just allow themselves to be dominated. So that's really, I think, a bad trait for a man. You need to be alpha, be in control of your destiny. And I think what made, again, Andrew Tate a model was the fact that he went to the highest level of this alpha phenomenon in the manosphere and saying that if I'm a multimillionaire, I can have multiple women and I can dominate and rule over women. And I think that was that was too much for these social media sites. And a lot of them are somewhat ran by and are ran by, at the top by women. So I guess, but I think that you need to be open-minded, should let that content come through, let him be reinstated, because what happened is that message is going to get out anyway, and good women need to look at I want to use that term, but good women need to look at women that are allowing themselves to be subjugated and to be degraded in this way, and call them out and say, stop that. I'm personally calling out all men that are just cash apping women on different sites, and just in general, just giving women money for no reason at all. Stop it. You are nothing but a simp, and you have to stop that behavior. You got to stop it. You're making it terrible for everybody else, and that's not the way that you're supposed to live. Okay, so I'm going to pretty much stop it at this time. Andrew Tate is a hero. He's a champion. He's saying and telling the truth, and it may not be from a Western Christian moral standard, you know what I'm saying, but we need to hear the truth, dissect it, understand it, and make better decisions and become good. What I would say about Andrew Tate for men: level up, work hard, even if you don't feel like it, and get your act together and be the best version of yourself. Okay? What I can say that women can grow from it is that listen to his content, understand what he's saying in terms of men, and don't find yourself being degraded because of you allowing yourself to go after a quote unquote how value man, and will accept any type of treatment from that individual. And don't look just for money. Look for somebody's spirit and soul. If are they working? Are they trying to get their act together? Are they trying to do something? Do they have a good heart? Will they treat you right? Can they give you good advice? And you can grow together in terms of that. Don't look at just money, because you're going to lose. And a lot of women, it's true, will end up with no one, because there's more women than men. And with a dog, and die with a dog. It's true what Kevin Samuels said. You have to be smart about it. Don't look for men just for money. Look at the wholeness of a man. Is he a good person? Will he value me? Is he a hard worker? Can he improve? Or will I accept him at his level of work? And because I can tell you, my mother and father did well, and there was no divorce. We grew up well, and marriage can happen, but you have to be smart in who you determine that you want to marry. So again, Andrew Tate is a hero. Do not ban him. I would recommend to YouTube and others. Allow his content to go and let people learn and make good decisions based on hearing the truth and the things that he's talking about. That's it. See you later. Bye-bye. Yes. See you next time. Where's this record button?